And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
What? We are basically putting up a giant billboard for all authoritarian states around the world that says we are open for foreign interference threat activities on Canadian soil, targeting Canadian citizens, and you can conduct these activities with zero consequences. And that's why this individual needs to be sent packing.
So
Mr. Chair, a question
and
about...
I share your concern regarding foreign interference. I share your concern regarding the message we would be sending. I think in order for this country to be safe and prosper, of course, democracy must be at, our...
Gang, what's up? Aaron here, Canadian Looney. Smash the like, hit subscribe, get your Canadian federal politics right here.
Minister, when did you first find out that a PRC diplomat was targeting me and my family?
I've learned it through the news.
Why is this diplomat still here?
So I knew you would be asking me this question because it's a valid question. And, just to go back a second, I can only imagine the shock, the pain, the worry that you've gone through, dear Michael, due to the targeting of your family and loved ones. And so, as I mentioned earlier, on a personal level, and, as Foreign Minister, I take this extremely seriously. You've asked me questions regarding foreign interference in the past. I've always said that, of course, we would never tolerate any. And second, we would make sure that, if there was any violation of the Vienna Convention, we would take action.
Minister, Article 9 of the Vienna Convention is clear.
I will just, if I can...
I've heard your answer. It's
no, but I'm not finished.
Well, why is this diplomat still here? Article 9 of the Vienna Convention is clear. Article 9 says that the government can declare a diplomat persona non grata for no reason. The article is clear. So why is this diplomat still here? A diplomat who has more rights and immunities than the Canadians around this table to go around and conduct his foreign interference threat activities. He has diplomatic immunity. He cannot be criminally prosecuted. We all remember the case of the Russian diplomat who mowed down a Canadian citizen in a drunk driving case and killed her, and Minister Manley was unable to do anything about it. You have given accreditation to a diplomat here who is using his diplomatic immunity to target not just me and my family, but other members of Parliament. So why do you, Minister, continue to allow this diplomat to be accredited in this country on Canadian soil? That is the question. And you haven't answered the question.
Well, let me be able to answer the question. And of course, Michael, I understand your frustration and I understand your anger. So
we haven't expelled a single PRC diplomat.
Can I just
We are
finish?
one of the only democratic allies in the NATO alliance that has not expelled a single PRC diplomat. And Canadians are being targeted by the over 100 diplomats
Chong,
accredited
will you allow the minister to
Okay, thank
respond?
you. So, first and foremost, what we're doing right now as a government is we're assessing the consequences that we'll be facing in case of diplomatic expulsion, because there will be consequences. I think it's important that Canadians know what we've learned from the Two Michael experience is that, of course, China and the PRC will take action. These interests, including economic interests, consular interests, and also diplomatic interests, will be
Minister, I can't think of any
affected,
interest.
and therefore, no,
Minister,
Michael, I just want to finish my answer because this is very important. It's about you, but it's about also the interest of the country. So, as we are assessing the interest, and I know that we are under pressure to go fast, we need to make sure as well that we protect our democracy. And that is why we will take action in light of the facts that are being presented regarding your case and, any MP that could be targeted. So that's why my deputy minister right now is meeting with the Chinese ambassador and summoning him. And that's why also we're assessing different options, including the expulsion of diplomats, because it is important that we take a decision.
Minister, just with respect to interests, economic and otherwise, I can't think of an interest more important to the Canadian state than the protection and the safety and the security of its own citizens here on Canadian soil. That trumps all other interests.
I agree with you.
It is inexplicable that this diplomat hasn't been told to leave the country already. And I would hope that the deputy minister is informing the ambassador that this individual, Mr. Wejo, should be on the first plane out or declared persona non grata. And I think that that is the only course of action here, because if we do not take that course of action, Minister, we are basically putting up a giant billboard for all authoritarian states around the world that says we are open for foreign interference threat activities on Canadian soil, targeting Canadian citizens, and you can conduct these activities with zero consequences. And that's why this individual needs to be sent packing.
So
Mr.
I
Chair,
hear you,
a question
and
about...
I share your concern regarding foreign interference. I share your concern regarding the message we would be sending. I think in order for this country to be safe and prosper, of course, democracy must be at our bedrock. That being said, we will take a decision thoughtfully. We will take a decision that will have the best interests of Canadians and our
Chair,
democracy in mind. But as
like
I mentioned, all options are on the table. Thank you.
I'd like to ask a question about the intelligence assessment dated July 20th, 2021. Did your department receive this intelligence assessment?
I was not the Minister for Foreign Affairs. I
understand that, but I'm asking if your department received it.
Yes.
You were appointed minister on October 26th, several months later. I assume that your department received it. The Prime Minister indicated yesterday that that assessment never left CSIS. It seems inexplicable that it would not have left CSIS. CSIS doesn't produce intelligence products for its own consumption. It produces them for departments and central agencies.
Well, as you know, the Prime Minister
I am trying to find
has
out why that
asked
information never made it out of
Mr.
CSIS.
Chong, you're considerably
Michael,
over your
the
time
Minister
now.
has asked an investigation on this.
So-
You know that. You had many conversations with the Prime Minister himself about this issue. You've been briefed about this issue at
this-
least
Mr.
6
Chong,
times.
you're out of time.
So
I'd just
you've
like to
had
ask
access
Mr.
to that
Chong,
information.
you're a minute
ask-
and 20 seconds over time.
No, I'm not.
It says here 6 minutes and 14 seconds.
Yeah, I'm allocated 6 minutes rounds.
No, 5 minutes as I indicated at the
Okay.
start.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chong.
Just a reminder, gang, smash the like, hit subscribe. We work really hard at this stuff. Let's get back to the video.
Question. Former CSIS Director Dick Fadden said yesterday that the intelligence assessment of July 20th most certainly would have gone to the Foreign Affairs Department. Can you commit to this committee to providing us with an answer as to whether or not that report made it to your department?
Sorry, Michael, can you repeat the report? I didn't hear well.
Yeah, can you commit to this committee in providing us an answer after the committee is done? Can you commit that officials will tell this committee whether or not the intelligence assessment dated July 20th, 2022, that it was sent from CSIS to your department?
So,
Can
listen,
you just commit to getting back to us
I-
with an answer, yes or no?
I need to make sure that I abide by my oath, and therefore that the
Yeah, no, I
information
understand.
that
No,
is
well,
classified.
let me just clarify your oath, because this is important. This
But
portions
I
of
think-
this report have been declassified by David Vigneault. He declassified that under Canadian law because in order to prevent threats to me and my family, and he's authorized under law to declassify certain portions of it, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking for the report. I'm just asking if the department would let the committee know whether or not it received this report. The report is titled PRC Foreign Interference in Canada, a Critical National Security Threat, CSIS IA 2021-22-31. So I just
So
wondering,
what I
Minister,
can
if you would
say to
commit to
you-
the committee in
what-
letting us know whether or not the department actually got this report.
What I can say to you is I'll shed light on this issue, and I'll make sure that we're as transparent as possible.
I take that as a yes, Mr. Chair. Just a very quick thing. Second question. CSIS just came out with his 2022 report. It says foreign interference directed at Canada's democratic institutions and processes at all levels of government can be an effective way for foreign states to achieve its immediate, medium, and long-term strategic objectives. Foreign states, again, directly and via proxies may seek to influence electoral nomination processes, shape public discourse, or influence policy positions of elected officials using covert tactics. The purpose is to advance issues or policies that favor the foreign state or to quell dissent. The report then goes on to make 2 recommendations to your government. These threat actors must be held accountable for their clandestine activities. The report goes on to recommend goes on to say, we will also continue to inform national security stakeholders and all Canadians about foreign interference. So my simple question is, why is the government not following the advice of CSIS in holding actors accountable for their clandestine and covert
first and
and coercive
foremost,
activities?
Of course, you know that CSIS is under the Minister of Public Safety's responsibility, and of course I work with them on this issue. And we all want to make sure that we protect Canadians across the country and abroad. At the same time, we need to make sure that we are acting in a thoughtful manner to address this, because this is affecting all of us and affecting our democracy. So yes, I can tell you there will be actions. The first part of the series of actions is right now my deputy minister talking to the Chinese ambassador and summoning him. And also I've raised it directly with my Chinese counterparts. I think it's important that I be able to do so and continue to engage. At the same time, what I would tell you as well is we will continue to protect our democracy, and I hope that we can work all together, because this is not a partisan issue. This is something that every single party and every single Canadians want us to be able to solve. Thank you.
Okay. Canada's broken because we're stupid.
But elbows up? Seriously? When this guy met Donald Trump, he got on his knees so fast, Francois Legault wanted to use the notwithstanding clause.
If it means a chance at knighthood. And the next time he gets together with his friends at Davos, they better all have him address him as Sir Brookfield. And I know some people might find that ridiculous, but it's more comforting than reality. The plain truth is that these Liberals are just incompetent with trade negotiations.
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics. My name's Aaron, this is Canadian Looney. We're going to wrap it up. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below. Check out this playlist, check out this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Smash the like, hit subscribe. Aaron at Canadian Looney. Ciao for now. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks again for watching. We're out.
The one we call